What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another beer review. Today, we are continuing to look at the 2023 Barrel Age Series beers from Founders Brewing out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is the fourth release for the year, and it is another KBS release. Earlier in the year, around February, they had the Chocolate Cherry KBS. Now, they've released the Blueberry KBS. So, like I said, fourth for the 2023 Barrel Age Series beers, second KBS variant for the year. Looking at their website, now they're up to doing 7 Barrel Age Series beers for this year. So, looking forward to those other 3 later in the year. A little bit about this beer, clocking in at 11.2%, 40 ABV, 45 IBUs, bottled on 7/10/23, so right at a month in the bottle at the time of review. On here it says barrel aged imperial stout with coffee, chocolate syrup, blueberry, and natural flavors. They have a little write-up on the back. Usually I don't read the write-ups, don't want to be swayed in any way before I try the beer, but at KBS a gazillion times, know what it tastes like, know what to expect. Plus, I know what blueberries are and what it tastes like. So I'm going to give this a read. It says, it's time to celebrate 2 decades of barrel aging imperial stouts with KBS Blueberry in honor of the 20th anniversary of KBS. Wow, 20 years. Jeez. We've given this legendary beer a dose of Michigan blueberries. The alluring aroma of dessert brings you in, while layers of vanilla, coffee, chocolate, oak, and bourbon barrel notes become more profound with every sip. A sweet and sophisticated tribute to a world-renowned beer. So, I love KBS. I'm kind of have this. I'm kind of on the fence about this one. Love KBS. Back in the day, I would hunt it down, just go crazy. But now it's kind of everywhere and you can get it easily, but it's still really good beer. So I love KBS. One thing that I'm on the fence about is it being blueberry. I love blueberries, but in the past, I have not liked what Founders has done with blueberries in their beers. Case in point, I think it was around 2016. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. They released a beer. I think I have one back here. Not it. This guy. Lizard of Cause. This guy right here. This beer was an imperial stout brewed with blueberries, chocolate, and vanilla aged in bourbon barrels. So it sounds a lot like this guy. But I thought that this beer was really, really sweet. Overly sweet for the beer that it is, from what they were trying to do. The beer didn't mesh well together. It didn't come together as a good cohesive beer. And I just wasn't a big fan of this beer. As you can see, I still have a bottle. Hasn't been cracked. I've had it. I didn't want to go back to it. Didn't want to revisit it. I picked up a 4-pack of this. So maybe I will kind of do a side-by-side sometime down the road. I don't know. But so I'm kind of on the fence because I hope that it's changed. I hope that this beer is not this beer. I'm hoping that whatever was wrong with this beer, they figured it out, and this is a better beer. We'll find out. There's only one way to find out, and that's to crack it open. We'll do it. We're rocking the Founders glassware because why not? See what we got. Yep, pours just like KBS. Super dark. What we got here? Looks like your typical KBS dark stout. Here's a little color coming through down at the very bottom. Little like light cola action. finger and a half, or half finger to a finger ahead. Kind of that mocha, really tight, compact bubbles going on there. Looks pretty good. Let's get a nose in her. Okay. I'm not really picking up any blueberries on the nose. Coffee, you get the coffee roastiness. You get the kind of like baker's kind of dark chocolate. A little like powdered chocolate. There is a tad sweetness coming off of this guy. It smells like KBS just muted down just a little bit. The coffee's there, the chocolate's there, all the typical things that you would expect to see or expect to find in the nose of a typical KBS. It's just kind of notched down just a little bit. It smells amazing. I'm jumping in. Cheers. There's the blueberries. Yep, they're there. Loads of blueberries. I mean, like right up front, just a pop of blueberries. It is a sweet beer. It is a sweet stout. I will say it's not as sweet as Lizard of Cause, which, thank God. But it is still a very sweet stout. So you get those blueberries. And then the chocolate comes in. The one thing that I'm not picking up on is a lot of the coffee presence in this. Maybe at the very end there's a little bit. But this thing is like a chocolate covered blueberry, except kind of maybe in reverse, like a blueberry infused or a chocolate infused blueberry. That's it. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this guy. Lots of blueberry, lots of chocolate. But yeah, the one thing I will say, as compared to the previous KBS release from this year, the chocolate cherry, I like that one a lot. But it was lacking in the cherry aspect. And if you have cherry on the label, I want it more in the taste. They put blueberry on the label. That's what you're getting. You're getting that blueberry. I mean, it is just right up front. It is loads of blueberry, loads of sweet blueberries. I dig this one. I like this one. I just wish that the sweetness was kind of notched down a little bit, as well as the blueberries, and that coffee was just amped up just a little bit more, because the coffee kind of gets lost in this. Not much barrel presence. I'm not getting any like booziness off of this, which, give or take, neither good nor bad. Wish there was a little bit more bourbon presence to it. There is a little, maybe a slight coffee in the back. But yeah, this is just chocolate covered blueberries, or like I said, chocolate infused blueberries is more like it. I dig this one. I dig this one a lot. But yeah, like I said, I just wish some of those things were balanced out just a little bit more. Wish it wasn't quite as sweet as it is. I wish it had more that coffee note to kind of maybe cut in a little bit. I did pick up a 4-pack. Ran me about $23, which is about right for the 20 to $24 mark for a 4-pack of KBS variants. It's pretty standard. And if you like KBS, if you like a little bit of fruit in your stouts, check this one out. I mean, if you like KBS, you probably are going to pick this guy up. Like Founders barrel aged stuff, you're probably going to pick this one up. I think it's really worth it. As for me, where it ranks, as far as the 2003 barrel aged series goes, I'm having trouble with this one because this one's tough. I think I said in like the last video in the decathlon that depending on the time of year, it could go 1 or 2. I think I ended up putting it 2, but depending on the time of year, it could go 1 or 2. I'm going to throw this one in at 3. It's not a knock to this one at all in any way. I really, really like this one, and I think depending on what your likes and maybe what time of year it is, the top 3 of my personal picks, the chocolate cherry, the decaf lime, and then this one can be interchanged. Just kind of really depending on what you really like. But I think that the reason I'm going with 3 instead of putting it up at the 2, the decaf lime I think was a more cohesive beer. Kind of came together better than this guy did. I'm a huge KBS fan, so it kind of hurts my heart to kind of knock it down a notch for that reason, but it's got to be there. And I guess depending on your love for blueberries or cherries, maybe we could switch those two. But for me, coming in at the 3rd spot, maybe that'll change at the end of the year whenever we rate them all. Maybe not, we'll see. The 5th beer is starting to hit right now, but not in my area yet. I have seen it kind of circulating a little bit, and it is a barrel-aged pumpkin beer. It's called the Headless Gourdsman. It is a barrel-aged pumpkin beer aged with maple syrup and spices as well. Really looking forward to that one. I think that one's going to be kind of a divisive beer, depending on if you like pumpkin beers or not. Me personally, I love them. I'm really looking forward to that one. I think I have really, really high hopes for that. But as far as this one goes, it's a winner in my book. Just wish it wasn't as sweet, but glad it's not as sweet as the Kaz, which is just a little bit more balanced out. But yeah, I'm super stoked that I picked up a 4-pack. I think I'm really going to enjoy these come fall time, come winter, whenever it's a little bit more of a stout season. But yeah, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this one. And as always, hope you find one to enjoy as well. Cheers.